Welcome to Miami Homestead Speedway, qualifying underway for the SIDECAR Gen 6 Cup Series race, part of the Sidewinder Racing League. See, the sun is starting to set. It's a little dark out there. Lights coming up at Miami Homestead-Miami Speedway. Daniel Wallen puts in our first lap time. Cars just getting out there and getting up to speed. Daniel Wallen, Eden Montrose, first two cars to put a lap in. Daniel in the 32, 712 brake Chevy. Montrose currently second quick. Casey Graves third. Lucas Hoysma jumps up there at the top of the board. Number 4, Kevin Harvick throwback. Running that thing right up against the wall. Plenty of speed up there, but you can burn the tires off. See if he runs that same line down on the other end of the track. He does not. Goes to the bottom in 3 and 4. Off of turn number 4, head back to start finish. Lucas's second lap is a little bit quicker, 32.466. Casey Graves currently P2 in the 01. Daniel Wallen still third. Montrose now in the 4th spot. Davis Greenwell in 5th. Low drag Chevy. Travis Scripture, the old Skittles paint scheme, goes up to 3rd. Nice lap there out of the 18. Cody Brown sits in 8th, just behind Jacob Boyd and ahead of Matt Benke. Russ Harold sits in 10th. Quinn Newton 11th. Hayden Knoll 12th. Joe Madigan into the pit lane, waiting for other cars to get off the track, I believe, so he can get some TV time. Few drivers on that strategy, though. Mark Dingman, 82 New Balance car on his first timed lap. And keep an eye on Hayden. Always quick here.
56 is cheesing.
Across the line, 32.404 goes to the pole.
Cheddar cheese.
Well, let's find out. I don't see cheese. I don't see cheese. Rolls out there, keeps it around the bottom. Bottom. Like he was kind of taking it easy on the tires those first little bit, and pushes it on this second part.
We got this, Swift.
Check on Joe Madigan.
Anybody got the score of the St. Mary's Alabama game?
Yeah, give me 1 sec.
There's Carl Rotman out there. Blake Giglio goes to 3rd on his first lap. 32.582. So the top
it's
3
on an ad right now. I'll tell you in a sec.
are right there together as predicted. Joe Madigan goes 17th on his first lap.
51 Alabama,
Much like
41 here.
Much like Hayden did.
So St. Mary's is a log in. I need them to win.
To the line, Madigan. 32.433 locks in on the front row next to his teammate. P2. 5 cars don't qualify. The rest of them do. It's 23 cars here tonight for Palm Breeze 300. And that is going to do it for qualifying. Hayden Lull is your pole sitter. Let's go talk to him about this accusation of cheesing. Let's go see if we can track him down. Where we got? There we got. Drag him up here. Lucas, hi.
Yep.
How are you? How are you? How are you? Maybe.
Oh.
Yeah, there. See, I asked how you are, and you just got quiet.
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
You cutting in and out or what?
I guess.
Weird. Anyway, hi. We're starting 3rd tonight. Hi, and I'm coming to ask you about these allegations of cheese against Hayden.
Oh yeah, he just ran the bottom on his first lap.
That's just smart. That's not cheese.
Yeah, no, it was no. I was just kidding. It was. I was just mad he got the pole.
Ah, I see. You're mad he outsmarted you.
Yes.
And his teammate. All right. Well, good luck here. Hopefully, you can beat him in the race.
Yeah. Thanks.
Where the heck did Hayden go? There he is. Drag him up here. Hayden, DG, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Swiss.
Well, we're starting on pole. I had to go see what these allegations were teasing were all about for a sec, so that's where I disappeared for a moment, but we're back and checking things out. How do we feel?
Yeah, I don't know where those came from. I just was really easy coming out of pits and on the first lap and went for a second lap. I don't, if that's cheesing, then I guess I'm guilty. But yeah, put it on pole.
Yeah, no, as he said, he admitted that's what he was mad about. That you
Oh
got
boy, strategy. What a shame.
What a shame. All right. We're on the front row with your Madigan Motorsports team member and namesake, Joseph Madigan. How do we feel about 200 laps around one of your favorite racetracks?
Yeah, I feel really good. Love this place. You can kind of move all around, find grip wherever you want. Going to be kind of cool. It's going to be a kind of a day to night race here, and it'll we'll see if we can keep these Madigan Motorsports vehicles up front all night.
Well, we got further allegations in chat. Daniel Wallen saying
boy.
your tires were dipped.
Dipped. Listen, Goodyear checks all the Goodyear hands out the tires. All right, that's not
possible to give me an EOL.
That's not me.
It matters what they do after it.
Hey,
A Goodyear
I'm gonna
official
protest
keeps
this
an eye on
20
those
fucking
tires at all
rear-ended
times.
shit.
These
I wasn't
tires
even
are
moving.
completely legal.
It's not true, but okay.
Which
All
part?
right. The part about Goodyear keeping an eye open at all times. Oh man, I've seen
Yeah, I'm just
crews
gonna
do
a
shady
lap
shit
part.
at Richmond. It's entertaining.
Oh,
But anyway.
yes, they all do shady shit.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Codd over here.
All right, man. Good luck at the race here. We'll see. We'll probably talk to you some more a little bit later on while you're driving, because these things tend to go green for a long time, and I might get bored. So talking to you will be fun.
Never mind.
Sounds good, Swiss. Thank you.
That is your one and only warning. See you soon. Hayden on the 56, starting alongside Joe Madigan in the 76. They have fill-in Blake Lothian in the 51 for this race, and we're going to take the green flag as we start to run through the drivers and tell you everyone who's in it. You have Hayden Lowell, Joe Madigan, Lucas Hoytzel, Blake Giglio, Casey Graves, Travis Scripture, Daniel Wall, Ian Montrose, Davis Greenwald, Jacob Boyd, Cliff Mullins, Cody Brown, Jeremy Scher, Race Control, which is going to be Matt Makey. Then you have Mark Dingman, Carl Rotman, Russ Harold, Blake Lothian, Ethan Evers, Philip Schmitz, Taylor Friday, Dave Hoytsman, Quinn Newton. Quinn moving to the back. He's going to be a starting park as he has other obligations he has to get to, but wanted to get in here and get his start in. So he'll be making a lap and parking that machine. Hayden breaks out to the lead, and Lucas Weissman immediately attacking the 76 of Joseph Madigan, trying to be the leading Mustang. Moving to the second spot. See Blake Giglio in the 26. Roll bottom should probably be the theme for the long run for these cars, at least until later in the run when they move up and use up the tires and a little bit of speed that's up by the wall. But early and mid part of the run, I would expect at least the good tire savers to be running right along that white line. As you see Hayden, Lucas, and Blake all down there. And Lucas content to be side by side with the 76 as long as he can hold the bottom. Save those tires for the long run. We've completed 2 laps. Quinn Newton is indeed taking that car to the pit lane as we described. 88 car making the race, saying hello, getting his points, moving on. Has something else he has to take care of. Couldn't find a substitute driver, so he notified us ahead of time he would be the one to start and park. Rest of the field still bunched up all the way back through 20th. Yeah, Davis Greenwald, Travis Scripture, former teammates battling out there. And the teammates in CTC. 18 machine hangs on to that one. Meanwhile, Madigan goes all the way up to the top. Right when we looked away, and Lucas jump up there in front of him and take the lead. Madigan trying to fight back for it on the inside. Sun's starting to set here. You see that very bright orange shine on the whole track.
Tears of joy.
And Lucas hangs on to the leader.
I need a little bit of tire saving on that stuff.
Davis Greenwell never won
It's
to.
the next gen. You only know how to burn them down. You don't care about tire saving.
White's out front of Madigan, Hayden Lowell, Blake Giglio trying to hold off Casey Graves. Three wide Toyota battle. Here comes the 7. Jacob Boyd Jr. to the inside. Jacob Boyd been doing a lot of next-gen racing with CTC on Wednesdays. He was hanging out in chat. Figured we'd give him a shot tonight, so we gave him Mark Dingman's open charter. Let him get out here and mix it up in the Gen 6, see how he likes it. Ian Montrose on the outside in the 1 car. Interesting to see the balance of who's trying to push and who's trying to save right now. Montrose not known as much of a saver, nor is Scherer. Top 5 have gone single file and pretty much all running right at the bottom. Jeremy Scherer on that outside line. Cody Brown's pushing up there in the 17. Cliff Mullins down on the bottom. All hanging out in the top 10 right now. A little of a gap back to Russ Harold. He's kind of lost the pack a little bit. The 19 car in 22nd. Tall Breeze 300. Lucas picks up another lap led. Madigan in second. Hayden Lowell third. Jerry Scherer starting to look outside Casey Graves for that 4th spot. 15 Mustang pushing that higher line. Does have more speed, but as we said, it can wear the tires quicker. That's why you see a lot of those top drivers running right at the white line. Different avenues to get to that white line. Hayden turns it in a little earlier. Other drivers take a little time to get there. Here comes Matt Benke in the Amtrak car. Shows his race control on your screen because that's normally his role. I told him he could race tonight if he wanted to, and well, he wanted to. Go get him, Matt. Give himself a night out of the office and on the racetrack. Hang on to it, Matt. That's what we're talking about. It likes to bounce off the wall a little bit. Weitzman and Madigan about 2/10 apart. Hayden another 3 back. And then here comes Scherer on the outside of Casey Graves. He's finally completed the pass for that 4th spot. Going to run the middle line here. You find speed there usually a little bit later in the run. My experience, the bottom is good for saving tire. Then when you want to turn up the wick a little bit, you can go through that middle lane later in the run. Of course, if you're wanting to roast the tires, the speed's going to be right against the wall, as we saw in qualifying. Scherer loses the spot to Casey Graves, and now Ian Montrose trying to take it back. One machine on the inside. Ian completes the pass, moves back up into the top 5. Scherer drops to 6th. Blake running 7th. Cody Brown 8th. Jacob Boyd Jr. 9th. And Cliff Mullins, your top 10. Travis Scripture up to 11th. The 7 and 17 battle. Working lap 11 of 200. No mandatory caution breaks. Long green flag runs are expected in this race, so we shouldn't see too many cautions. Even late in the run, usually when the car does eventually spin, it tends to go off the racetrack and off the racing surface. Jacob Boyd still to the inside of Cody Brown. Cliff Mullins right on the back bumper of Jacob Boyd, just about pushing him, then moves up behind Cody. Cody for 10/10. Jacob Boyd, a Triple J driver. And you have the 37 of Cliff Mullins. Travis Scripture getting that 18 in there. Lucas still leads, but has a mirror full of Joe Madigan. Madigan's running back down. Right on his back bumper. His top 4 kind of seems content to ride. Make laps. 2 of them for Low Drag, 2 of them for Madigan Motorsports. Team Montrose C2X rides in 5th. Blake Giglio, another Low Drag car, in 6th. And Cher now battles Jacob Boyd for the 7th spot. Jacob Boyd starting to make some progress forward. That Jimmy Spencer throwback. Cliff Mullins going to go around his outside and try to squeeze in the middle. Curly's Guns and More Chevrolet makes it past the 7. Going to clear the 15s. Cliff Mullins does a great job there. Picked up 2 spots. One end of the racetrack. Move the old Virginia short track feller up into 7th. Boyd still battles Scherer. Now Cody Brown looking all the way to the top. Here comes Taylor Friday. Haven't mentioned her name much so far, but up into the top 10. At least battling for it. Got a lot of cars all packed up here at the back part of the top 10. 3 wide, not very surprising here. Pretty easy to get 3 wide here. Homestead-Miami Speedway. Nice wide racetrack. Lots of options in the corners. One of the best, really, racetracks that NASCAR has to offer for these types of cars.
Where'd the 26 car go?
Blake Giglio has disappeared. And reappear. There he is. That was a hell of a blink. Thank goodness he was not near anybody. Blake disappeared for a while there. Ethan Evers, he joined with like a minute left in qualifying. Snuck into the field. He is currently battling Jeremy Scherer. There's the number 8 GHR Evers Fever podcast machine. Evers Fever, of course, putting on our series this year. He promises they're going to get to podcast soon. Just waiting for his sister to get done with some things she has to take care of. And they'll get to podcasting. I'm looking forward to it. Oh no. I was watching Jerry and his car blink down. The 7 and the 77, 10th and 11th. Ethan Evers trying to look in there and get that 11th spot. Running right down on that white line. Keeping it really tight to that white line. Might go 3 wide down the front stretch here. Oof. Friday sends it on in there. "19 laps into this run." See who's kind of chilling right now. I told Hayden we'd come talk to him. Let's talk to Hayden again. Hayden, DG, got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Swiss.
Well, figure we're not battling too hard right now. Kind of seem like you guys are making laps. Just coming to check in on fuel numbers. How are we looking?
I got 29.2 left in estimated laps.
So roughly 50-ish.
50 would be great if we can make it. I'm not convinced we can. We'll see how much the pace slows down.
So someone's going to try for it. I'm betting.
Lucas, probably.
Cut out his
Knowing
stop.
Lucas.
All right, man.
Knowing Lucas, it'll be Lucas.
We're 10% of the way into this race. How do we feel about the car so far?
It's trending a little tight. Wish it wouldn't quite do that. Just kind of riding, saving tire, biding time.
Is it tight because you're in line? You think clean air would help that, or is it just the way the track is and the setup?
I think that's the way the setup is.
TF4. Well, good luck to you, and keep making those laps.
A little bit of dirty here too, but yeah, thank you, Swiss.
A little late add on there. Madigan makes a push. We will not bother Lucas, but if Lucas pulls it back out a little bit again, I'll ask Lucas about his car out front, see if it's pushing tight. Here comes the push. Madigan to the inside. Gets Lucas up off that bottom lane. Has to irritate Lucas a little bit. His plan was to ride the bottom. Madigan able to get to the inside. Hayden going to try to give a push to that 76. There's the bump. And a shot into the corner. Rolling through turns 3 and 4. Lucas going to hold on to the advantage off the corner. They have lost Davis Greenwell as well. And Quinn Newton and Davis Greenwell are out. They are catching Russ Harold on track. That would be the car we saw up ahead of the field. Hayden Lowell all the way to the top. Not saving any tire up there, but working his way around Joseph Madigan. Now he tucks into second behind Lucas. Whoa, Travis Scripture, big slide out of the 18. Just about crashed that car. Ethan Evers going to take advantage, wrap around the outside, pick up ninth. Taylor Friday trying to move up there. Meanwhile, we got a battle for the lead. Hayden's gone to the inside of Lucas Weitzman. All of a sudden, we got 6 cars fighting for the lead. These top 3 got the side-by-side, and it brought in the other 3 cars. Casey Graves, Ian Watchos, Blake Giglio all said thank you very much and caught up to this lead group. Lucas back out front. Madigan back to second. And it's Lowell, Graves, Montrose, Giglio. Blake keeping it right around that white line, tucked in behind Casey Graves, who's about a lane up. And Montrose on his outside, about a lane off the wall. I think that was the 19 asking where they want him to go. There's Russ Harold, and in the background you will see our leaders come in. There they are. Harold going to pull it down to the bottom here. Not going to fight our leaders too hard. Oh, he's sliding up on Casey. Casey had to check up a little bit. Might be advantage Giglio up by the wall. Blake does indeed take over the 4th spot. Now we have the top 6 packed up in a pack. Cliff Mullins kind of by himself. Cody Brown a little bit behind him. Then Ethan Evers, Taylor Friday, Travis Scripture, Dave Hoytzel. Philip Schmitz leading this 3rd pack, I would call it. Has Carl Rotman, Jeremy Scherer, Jacob Boyd Jr., Blake Lothian, Daniel Wallen, Martin Dingman are all in this group. Yeah, Matt Banky trailing back in there in 20th. And then Russ Harold just went 1 lap down. Completed 26. They want to try and cut out a pit stop. They need to get to around 50. 49 or 50. It's easier to do it later in the run because of that pace lap. So if you have to save that 1 lap, it's probably easier a little bit later on. But you'll think they would want to get to 50 because there's probably not going to be many cautions here. We had a contact between Daniel Llewellyn and Jacob Boyd Jr. I don't know if we can find that, but let's try. He's the 7 just ahead of Daniel. Come off that corner okay. I'll start finish into turn 1. Oh, 7 slowed up a bit more than Daniel thought they would. Daniel gets into the right rear of the 7. Both of them continue on. No harm, no foul it seems. Don't see a lot of damage to either car, but enough to bring a contact down. They still run together. 17th and 18th. So tire saving really starts to come in. Once you get past 20, 25 laps into the run, it really becomes evident who saved well enough and who did not. Blake trying to push all the way at the wall. He has enough right now. Trying to get outside Hayden. Now cuts back to the inside on the backstretch. (76, 26, 56). All battling right there together. Yeah, Lucas is numbered. Any of them, you get a nice round number. And there's Hayden pushing his teammate down the straightaway, trying to implore him to go faster. This time Madigan goes all the way up to the wall. Hayden's in the middle. So Blake was able to get the bottom line. They're going to come off the corner 3 wide. That's going to be advantage to the car on the outside. 76 and Madigan should have the biggest run. Lucas was trying to help Blake with a little draft there. It went all the way to the inside lane to help him out with the draft on the straight. Great battle for second place here. Lap 30 of 200. They cut out a stop, they'll go 50, 100, 150. If they're not able to, they'll probably go more of a 40, 80, 120, 160 strategy. About every 40 laps. We'll find out in about 9 laps time what kind of strategy they're going to go for. Of course, you can always call that audible later. You don't have to go right at 40. That would be what the math says. Lucas continues to lead over Madigan. And Madigan has company. Hayden Hall, Blake Giglio, Casey Graves. All grouped up there. Even Montrose pretty well in the fight. Just a bit off the back bumper of the 01 machine. Gotten a bit of a single file vibe, so let's go check out other battles going on. Cliff Mullins riding 7th, Ethan Weavers, Cody Brown 8th and 9th. Taylor Friday in 10th, and Friday has Scripture to her inside. That is the battle for 10th between those three machines, Friday, Scripture, and Dave Hoitzman. Friday in that 77 Auburn car holding on to it for now. Scripture still running that inside, trying to get it away. Dave Hoitzman running outside Scripture. Dave going to get a little draft assistance down the backstretch and have Scripture cleared going into turn 3. Moves Dave up to 11th. Carl Rotman and Russ Harold had a bit of a coming together. 4X reported there. Let's see if we can see what happened to them real quick. It'll be a while. 25 has to catch the 19 first. Speed things up a little bit. There it comes. Just like Daniel in the other incident. A little bit of a nose to rear bumper contact. Car looks okay. No harm, no foul. Dave cleared Travis Scripture. Now Dave's trying to get the 77. Taylor Friday. Move Dave towards the top 10 here. See if Dave can get the pass complete. Not quite clear coming out of 4. That's going to be advantage 77. The 18 probably going to get back to his outside as well. Into turn number 1. Dave drives it in there pretty deep. Did not want Scripture to get to that outside quarter panel. Probably smart. Now Dave has the 77 cleared, and he'll go up in front. Top 10 for Dave Hoitzman. That's 79. Good run for Dave so far. Meanwhile, up front, Lucas Hoitzman continues to lead, and then this battle for second is still raging between Joseph Madigan, Hayden Lowell, and Blake Giglio. Casey Graves just kind of watching it all unfold. Lowell to the inside of Joe Madigan. Hopefully our driver chat is on. I can't tell. They've been kind of quiet. We're going to go 3 wide for a second. Why not? Madigan to the top, Blake in the middle, Hayden on the bottom. Hayden able to clear everybody. Casey Graves trying to get up in there in the True Speed Toyota. Blake trying to dump some air on the rear of that 76 and pull him back for corner entry. Back to trying to be 3 wide. I don't think the 76 is quite there. Now Blake and Hayden are going to be side by side. Lucas just kind of chilling out in front. 37 of 200. Madigan right around the white line. Casey Graves is about a half lane up. Blake trying to keep air on the nose is 1 lane lower than Hayden Lowell at the top of the wall. Hayden, of course, idolizes Kyle Larson, so no surprise to see the 56 up by the wall. Blake always trying to save tires, so no surprise to see him wrapping the white line. It is a surprise to seeing how they work out coming back out onto the straightaway. Homestead puts on such good racing. Run multiple lines and still have very viable options. They go around the 19. 19 Russ Harold is heading to the pit lane, it looks like. Fanatec car on the pit lane. Could be one of those ones going 40, 80, 120, or who knows. It's only been 37 laps for him. A little surprising. Blake now in 3rd. Joseph Madigan's fallen to 4th. Casey Graves trying to get there. He and Montrose has fallen off this group a little bit, so now we have 5 cars in this lead pack. Graves looking 1 lane above Madigan, and Madigan is coming to the pit lane. Lap 39 is a little earlier than I would expect, but Madigan decided it was time. 19, 4 tires and fuel, down and away for Russell Harold. Madigan hits the 76. Giglio and Hayden Lowell battle for second. Lap number 40. This is when we saw Cars may come down, and we saw Madigan do so. Seems like Madigan's going to try the math of the 40, 80, 120. Hayden Knoll peels off. He's coming to the pit lane. He's the one who told us 50 might be possible. Hayden Knoll going to math it up right at 40. See who else comes down. There's Dave Hoytsman, Taylor Friday coming down. Back part of the top 10 runners there. Philip Schmitz comes in. Jack Daniels machine. Pit road becoming a busy place. Shearer down and away in the 15. He's made a stop and back out. Joseph Madigan already completed a stop. 1 lap down. Check in on leader Lucas and Blake. Those two are first and second. Casey Graves in third. Montrose still out there fourth. Ethan Evers. Cliff Mullins low on the exit there. Thought he might be coming down, but did not. Do have Cody Brown coming in. 17 on the pit lane. We've got a meatball for Daniel Llewellyn. I wonder what happened to Daniel. Looks like Daniel may have got the wall a lap ago. Let's see if we can track it back. See what happened to the 19. 19 to 32. Get the wall corner exit. It's already pretty banged up there. Well, there you go. Right on that front stretch. Oh, he just goes way out wide on corner exit at turn number 4. Pounds the outside wall. And that results in a meatball for the 32. Jacob Boyd also has fallen out of the race. Jacob Boyd will finish 21st. Well, there you go. Lucas Huisma still out in front. Top 10 cars have not pit yet. We'll see Madigan right there. Third car in line, trying to unlap himself. Would be the first car that has pit to unlap himself. There's the Madigan car right behind Giglio. Madigan sweeps around the outside. Next one up will be Lucas. And those fresh tires coming around the outside. Squeeze up against the wall. Maybe even brushed it a little bit. Madigan back on the lead lap. First car that has pit to unlap himself. Lucas now has Hayden. Hayden has also been to the pit lane. Hayden also wants to be unlapped. Hayden is now also unlapped. Next one to do so will be Daddy Dave. Dave riding 13th. About 10 seconds back of those two cars that just unlapped themselves, so he's got a bit of time. He's got a bit of time. Palm Breeze 300 from Miami. Be a really fun race to go to. Always such pretty sights with all the palm trees and stuff. Half second, Lucas to Blake. Casey Graves, 1.7 behind Blake Giglio. And that show's still out there trying to stretch it. Cliff Mullins. I think all these cars, the top 10, may be trying to make it. Ethan Evers decided against said strategy. He has peeled it onto the pit lane. Lap 46 for the number 8 car. Brings the number 8 to a stop. Back up front. 9 cars still to pit. And here comes Lucas. Lap number 46 for Lucas. Oh, he's going to slide it onto the pit lane. Have to see if he picks up a penalty for speeding there or not. Hopefully he doesn't, but we'll keep tabs on it and let you know. At the moment, it doesn't show one. In the background, you see also Travis Scripture peeling off the racetrack, coming down the pit lane. One more machine out of that 10 that is still not pit, so that gives us 6 that still need to come down for service. 7 if you count Matt Benke, but I think he's coming down now. Yep, here comes Matt. So 6 cars still to go. Blake stays out another lap. Casey stays out another lap. Ian stays out. Cliff's going to stay out. Blake going to bring the 51 to the pit lane. Replacement driver this week for Ryan Honeycutt. Blake Lothian in that 51. Made it to lap 47 before his stop. Mark Dingman still out there. 5 cars left to make their first stop. Joseph Madigan's made his way back up to 7th and soon will pass Blake on the pit lane, move up to 6th. Those cars are in the solid 4-stop strategy. These cars still have hopes for a 3-stopper. You hear Blake clutching it there. Here comes Lucas around the outside to unlap himself. So Lucas back on the lead lap. Blake definitely trying to make it to 50. Ian Montrose will make it to 49.
I was trying to go to the
Check in on Blake. He's making it to the pit lane here. Blake Giglio on pit lane. Casey Graves stays out. Casey going to be in the best shape to make that stretch for 50 laps. Here comes Cliff. He's going to do the same as Casey Graves and stay out. Mark Dingman, last action hero. See what he's going to do. He's coming to the pit lane. There you go. Casey Graves, Cliff Mullins, last two to pit. Lap number 50. That is impressive. Daniel Wallen, update on him. Cleared his meatball. It's now 8 laps down. Back out on the racetrack. Casey Graves to the pit lane. Should see Clifford come down as well, and that will complete the pit cycle. Everybody's made it to the pit lane. You see they were only about 12 seconds ahead of Joseph Madigan anyway. Here comes Joseph and Hayden. Even if they cut a pit stop, those cars might be in trouble. These guys out there on the fresh tire just burning it. Full fuel, full wick. Gas and go, no saving. Be interesting to see if these tragedies play out at the end and we don't get one of those classic late SRL cautions. Mark Dingman coming off the pit lane there. Alright, so it's been 10 laps and 11 laps since Madigan and Lowell have hit. Hoytsma, 4 laps, goes around the outside of Mark Dingman. He'll go back into tire strategy mode, try to both track down the cars ahead of him and save fuel. Sure he wants to cut out a stop since he ran as long as he did. Daddy Dave, he's on the Madigan and Lowell strategy, the extra stop, as is Cody Brown and Friday. Blake is on the cut out a stop strategy in 7th. Phil Schmitz is on the extra stop strategy in 8th. Ethan's kind of right in between those two strategies in 9th, which tells me he's going to have to go to
bottom. I'll make this easy for you.
the 4-stop strategy. Ian Montrose in 10th, fresh off the pit lane. Skeevers gets around Schmidt.
I don't know. I think it's six flag. I think we got to call that.
Same to you, inside.
Schmidt's letting guys on fresher tires through. It's nice old school racing there. Guys run you down. Just don't fight them. They're on a different strategy. Let them have the spot. It's old school. Good to see. Comes Casey Graves, 2 laps since he pit. Running 11th. Being top 5 most of the race. Wants to fight back through the traffic. And you see right behind him, Daniel Llewellyn, as we mentioned, had that meatball. It's only been 5 laps since he's left the pit. He had to sit there for 4 minutes, get a bunch of damage repair on that 32 as he smoked the outside wall coming out of turn 4. I don't know what happened. Let's see if we can actually bring him in. Have a chat while he's racing. Daniel, DG, you got a copy?
Yeah, what's up?
I just come and ask what happened when you came out of 4 and smoked the wall.
I don't know, man. It just got tight on me. In about 4 minutes, 4:30, something like that. I fixed it all the way down to 1.
Till it would clear your meatball and get back out there, see how it drives.
Yeah, it just sucks, man.
It's rough.
I've ran a ton of laps all weekend, and I just pissed it away like a loser.
Sound like me, man. Well,
But it is what it is, and I'm just going to ride or die.
You're doing better than Jacob Boyd, Davis Greenwell, and Quinn Newton, so I'll give you props for that.
A 10-4 on that.
All right, man, get on out there and see what you can salvage. Good luck.
Yep, low drag.
Yes, low drag with the the D and an R. Aiden's still stalking teammate Joseph Madigan. Wonder if he's, I don't know, saving fuel a little bit right behind him. I'm kind of content to be 1-2. Casey Graves moving past Travis Scripture. And now it gets by Ethan Evers as well. Up into 9th. Add something to my filters here. There we go. As I say that, right on cue, Aiden must have heard me. Ducks to the inside. Goes around Joe Madigan. Hayden takes over the race lead. See if Madigan fights back to the inside or just lets him have it. Showing the nose. A little bit of contact there. A little tap. A little hay. Travis Scripture gets past Ethan Evers for the 10th spot. We're watching this lead tango.
Lights, where are thou?
But
Yeah, lights would be kind of cool.
apparently it's getting really dark for these guys, and iRacing kind of waiting for the transition. Let's go on board with second place Joe Madigan and see how dark it is from the cockpit. It's fairly dark. We got the TV lenses and make tricks that make it look a little bit better. The best cut a pit stop strategy guy, I think, is Blake right now in 5th, Will. Blake is on that strategy in 5th. Montrose in 7th, Montrose in 8th, Graves in 9th are on that strategy, and Mullins in 14th. They should all be looking to be that strategy, yeah. We didn't see the cockpit illuminate. That's when iRacing decides the lights are on. I know the image shows the lights are on, but iRacing, it's like a light switch when it decides the lights are on. It's kind of dark. So it's been 20 laps since Madigan pit, 19 since Hayden pit, 13 since Lucas pit. I wonder if Lucas is now trying to save a little bit. Let's go on board, see if we can hear anything. Gasses it up out of 4. He seemed pretty full song all the way down into the corner. Let's go on board and ask Lucas. Why not, right? Oh, I said go on board, but you know what I mean. Let's go ask Lucas. Mr. Lucas, DG, you got a copy?
Yep.
Well, I'm coming to ask you about your strategy here a little bit. You pit about 4 laps before a lot of those guys that look like they might be able to cut out a stop. Are you going to be able to cut one out as well, or is it a little too much for you?
No, I'm just driving hard, and I don't know, it's one of those things where right now you just run as far as you can go, see how it works out. I'm not planning that far ahead because I know how iRacing leagues are as a whole. I'm sure we'll get a yellow, and none of it will matter. So just riding right now, and I don't know, now that we're not all packed up and have draft, I don't know if those guys are going to be able to save as much as they did. But we'll see if they can ride off that first run and get to the end.
10-4. Good luck to you. Thanks for chatting with us.
Yep.
There you go. Lucas thinks now that they're not in much of a pack, those guys won't be able to save as much fuel. There's Blake riding 8 seconds back of Lucas in the 4th spot right now. Russell Harrell made another pit stop in the 19. Fresh off the pit lane for the 19 team. Now showing 4 laps down, but how the freshest tires. See if he can unlap himself back to the front. Hayden's out front of Joseph Madigan. Lucas Hoytsma rides in 3rd, about not even a full second back. Blake Giglio 8 seconds back of them in 4th, has Daddy Dave in 5th. Nice run so far for Dave Hoytsma. Ian Montrose in 6th. Casey Grave right on his tail. The 01 is 7th. Cody Brown rides in 8th in that number 17 Nuclear Shocker Chevrolet. And Dale Jr. throwback. Travis Scripture. Between them was that 19 of Russ Harold that just came off the pit lane. Scripture had gotten by Ethan Evers. Now it's a 9th. Even Ethan Evers is 10th. Taylor Friday in 11th. Blake Lothian in 12th. Philip Schmitz 13th. Cliff Mullins 14th. Jeremy Scherer 15th. Carl Rotman 16th. Mark Dingman currently 17th. First car 1 lap down. Matt Banky out there 18th, 1 lap down. Russ Harold 19th. And Daniel Wallen is 20th. Daniel 7 laps down. He's got one of his laps back. Still see some left side damage to that car. Casey Graves able to get by Dave Hoytsma, as did Ian Montrose. Both those cars on fresher tires than Dave. So move them up to 5th and 6th. Dave slots in 7th now. And these lead cars, Hayden Lowell and Joe Madigan, 25 and 26 laps since they last pit. And here comes Lucas to the top. Lucas has run him down. He pit 6 to 7 laps later. A little bit fresher tire for the 4. It's going to move through them both with relative ease. And Lucas Hoytsma back to the front of the field here at Homestead-Miami Speedway. Funny enough, if Lucas wins tonight, it puts Lucas, Hayden, and Blake in a tie for most wins at this track in SRL. So that's fun. Hayden or Blake win, they become the standalone at the top of the charts. And if Lucas wins, he joins them and makes it a 3-way tie. Speaking of Blake, there he is in 4th. 7.7 seconds back of Joe Madigan. And that number coming down as Blake has 11 lap fresher tires than Joseph Madigan. Casey Graves in 5th, has 1 lap fresher tires than Blake. Montrose pit, same lap as Blake. They've got around Dave Hoytsman. Channel Scripture runs in 8th ahead of Ethan Evers. Cody Brown. There's your top 10. Taylor Friday, Blake Lothian. I think Blake's going to sneak up there and have a good run by the end of this. We'll see how it plays out for him. It's a battle for 15th. Why not show that too? Scherer and Rotman. Meanwhile, Ethan Evers and Scripture are also battling. The 8 and 18 is the 8th place battle. Because of course it is. Is that Phil Schmitz? Nope.
Thank you.
It was Dave. There you go. Oh, Script may just tag the wall. Didn't lose much speed from it, but he just brushed it a little bit. Back to the inside, Toyota versus Chevy. Ethan's Chevy right up against the fence, a little too up against the fence, gets up and into the fence, slows him down, and Scripture takes the spot away. Travis Scripture to 8th. Ethan Evers drops the 9th. Cody Brown wants a spot. Currently in 10th. Taylor Friday there as well. 4 of these cars for position. Meanwhile, Blake Lothian has run down Cliff Mullins. A lot of action going on further back. There's Cliff and Blake. Cliff on a little bit fresher tire. Jimmy Shearer, Carl Rutten.
Oh my god, he almost killed me.
4X between these two. Let's see what happened. Oh, into the corner. Ethan checked up for the corner before Cody did, and Cody gave him a punt. Sent Ethan up the hill. You heard the apologies on the radio. At least you know driver chat's on. Out front, Lucas by a half second over Hayden. Joseph Madigan riding the wall again. I think we're maybe 10 laps-ish away from seeing these guys hit the pit lane. They stick to their numbers. Up 72 of 200, closing in on halfway. We do give away points at halfway. So don't forget that little tidbit as well. There we go. Sure, some drivers will try to make it to 100 and then pit. Get this extra points for being out there. Let's go on board, see if we hear any saving out of this team. We wouldn't expect to hear them out of Joe Madigan's car. Let's see if we can hear anything. Should be full song. If they're planning on the 4-stopper, they should be attack, attack, attack. How many yellows we got so far? 0. 0 yellows. What's up, my friend? How are you, Trev? Yeah, there's no saving going on in the 76 camp. Full song. Let's check in on the 4. He said he wasn't worried about it in the interview. Let's listen and see if his gas pedal is telling the truth. Yeah, he sounds like he's full song. Just checking on Blake. He's the one I think is trying to cut out a stop. First one. Yep, there's the telltale sign there. Big old clutch going into the corner. Blake currently riding in 4th. First one on the save strategy, trying to cut out a pit stop. Casey Graves not too far behind, also on the same strategy. Casey went an extra lap, so he's got an extra lap in the bank over the 26. Montrose went the same lap as Giglio. There's a Goodyear logo on his hood. His banner. That's fun. So 4th, 5th, and 6th are all trying to cut out a pit stop. Then you have Dave. He's on the 4-tire strategy, running 7th. Script. Pretty sure he's going to be on the 4-tire strategy. He pit same time as Lucas. Let's go up here and watch this battle. Teammates. Joe Madigan and Hayden Lowell battle for 2nd. Behind Lucas there. Madigan holding on to it for now. Hayden dropping down to the bottom, trying to sweep around. Madigan using that outside line to hold him off. All 4 of these cars still for position. Ethan Evers, Travis Scripture, Cody Brown, Taylor Friday. It's 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th. Ethan battling to the inside of Travis Scripture. See in the background there, Cliff Mullins and Blake Lothian, 12th and 13th. I believe most of these cars we're watching here have to do the 4-tire strategy. Cliff Mullins behind them is trying to cut out a stop. Currently 12th, Blake Lothian. It's kind of iffy if he can cut out a stop or not. It's kind of on the edge of that line. Very close. Here's your leader. They're catching Carl Rotman. Would put Carl 1 lap down. These two have passed each other so much in the last 2 laps. My scoreboard is just full of them passing one another. Alright, we made it to lap 80. Do we see pit stops here? Especially out of this car, who's in the wall. Just Madigan. Not this time by. We'll see if they pit next time by. Means Madigan will go 41 on this run. He stopped on 39 the first time around. Not stopping on 79. He'll stop on 80 or worse, or more. We'll go with that. It's not really worse. Don't know yet if it's worse. Cody Brown putting a move on Travis Scripture. Ethan was able to get away and clear, holding on to the 8th spot on his own. Lap 80. Madigan stays out. Shows you how much I know. Hayden Lowell does pit, though. He's math on the math. The old Napa know-how. Matt Benke in the background coming in. I believe that's Daddy Dave also. Yep. Matt Benke, Dave Hoytsman hit the pit lane. Matt currently 18th, 1 lap down. Here comes Phil Schmitz. Brings the Jack Daniels car down the pit lane. So we got 3 of them on the pit lane. 4 counting the elapsed machine. Lucas staying out. Madigan 42 laps. I guess he's decided to just keep going. It's just a little bit too late for him to call that audible to try to go to a fewer stop strategy, being one of the first cars to pit last time. Cody Brown on the pit lane. 17 nuclear shocker car coming down for service. Such a cool shot for the pit lane. I love it. Back out on track. There's your leader completing another lap. Madigan stays out again. Blake Giglio. Very low there. I know he is trying to make it all the way to 100. Hear him clutching there. Casey Graves right behind. Let's ride on board with Casey. See what it sounds like from his car. See Jeremy Scherer exiting the pit lane. 15 cars currently 2 laps down. Don't hear the clutch being used with Casey. Although he went an extra lap than Blake on that last run. Scherer with the fresh tires. Want to get by them both. We don't hear the clutch usage. It's definitely rolling it into the corners. Not really charging the corner much. It's a common lift point right there at the white line. But it's not backing them up all that much either. Maybe he has given up on the strategy. Carl Rotman hits the pit lane from 13th. Here Blake still very much on the strategy of clutch and hope. 38 laps and counting since Lucas has been on the pit lane. Checks in on Carl Rotman. There he is getting service. Left side's in the air. 4 tires down and away. All right, Neo. Good luck in your race. Ethan Evers, Travis Scripture, Taylor Friday. Friday should be pretty close to having a pit in the next 5 or so laps. Madigan coming down. Lap 86. 46 laps on that run for Madigan. Makes it to 86 and in the pit box. There's Hayden already in and out of the pit lane. He's going to swoop around the outside of Lucas. Unlap himself. Moves up to 10th. Looks like Ethan Evers has hit the pit lane. 40 laps was enough for him. He comes down, services the 8, so he'll fall off of that other strategy and go to a 4 stop. Madigan heading back out. Now it's Lucas and Blake. 40 laps and 37 laps since those 2 cars were on the pit lane. Blake probably trying to make it to halfway. Don't know if we'll be successful. Taylor Friday brings it down to pit lane, hits her marks. Right side's up in the air. 4 tires and Sunoco fuel for the 77 machine. Dingman up into the top 10. Hayden has 7 seconds over Joseph Madigan after that 5 lap difference of pit strategies. Travis Scripture brings the old Skittles car to the pit lane. And there's Lucas Hoytsman in the background, sliding that car again onto the pit lane. Oh my goodness. Absolutely cooked it onto the pit lane. Lap 88. Lucas Hoytsman on the pit lane. That was 42 laps since his last one. Into the box he goes. Hands the race lead over to the 26, Blake Giglio. Casey Graves in second. Casey had an extra lap over Blake on the first run. We'll see how it plays out here. Cliff Mullins brings his car to the pit lane. Time for him to 4 tires and fuel it up. Now we get the varying strategies once again. Top 4 cars have not pit yet. Hayden's already made his stop in 5th. Strategy every which way. This is why I hate stage cautions, because it would just ruin all of this strategy. It's so much fun to watch. Blake Giglio trying to stretch it. Casey Graves, Ian Montrose, and to a lesser degree Blake Lothian. We'll see if we go on board with this Blake Lothian machine, if we can hear saving going on. Real life ARCA driver, Blake Lothian. No, saving not going on. Meanwhile, Hayden Lowell to the pit lane. No, Casey Graves to the pit lane. Hayden Lowell moves up to 4th because Casey Graves went to the pit lane. The timing and scoring was being silly. There he is. Casey Graves down the pit lane. The 0-1 four tires and fuel for the True Speed Toyota. Back out into the fight goes the 0-1. Blake continuing to lead, has 3.6 seconds over Ian Montrose. That is the said Montrose car. Casey Graves pitting early, must have abandoned that 3-stop strategy. Did not make it to lap 100. Ian Montrose rides in second. Blake Lothian, those are the last 3 plus Mark Dingman to have to complete the second round of green flag stops. Honestly, Mark Dingman has the best strategy as far as number of laps to make it. He has the fewest to go to make it to the end of halfway there.
Sorry, Blake, I trusted you more there.
Blake and Blake. We have 2 Blakes in here, and I think Cliff is apologizing to the other Blake. Yep, the 51 back there.
The 51 is pitting.
45 laps since he's been to the pit lane. This is going to be trouble for the 51. Not going to make it on that 3-stop strategy anymore. So that is abandoning that strategy. And Blake Lothian pits before lap 100. So that leaves it to Montrose, Giglio, and Dingman. Let's see if any of them can make it to halfway. We know Blake Giglio has been saving like a mofo. We've heard him clutching with the onboard several times. Let's ride with Ian. See what it sounds like on the 1 car. Chasing down Ethan Evers. Ethan, of course, has already made the pit stops. Ethan 1 lap down, trying to unlap himself. Oh yeah, big time clutching for the 1 car, even before he gets to the white line. So he is definitely trying to save, make it to halfway. Let's see what we hear in the 82. The downshift in there, I think. Cody Brown makes his way by. And Cody up to 7th. Mark drops to 8th while we're riding on board. He's lifting a little early. He's also running middle, not quite getting the shortest distance. Looks like Russell Harold had an issue in the 19. Let's see if we can check back and see what happened to him. His right front is broken. How'd that happen? His right front already broken? He just missed the pit box. Then towed. Okay. That's how he ended up there. Now we know. Dingman still carries on. Right behind him, Blake Giglio still carries on. And Ian still carries on. Those cars try to make it to halfway. Dingman has a lap in hand over him, but he's also about to go a lap down. Blake Giglio has 4.8 over Ian Montrose. And Hayden is only 9 seconds back. Oh, Scripture about runs over Giglio with the fresher tires. Came in there like a wrecking ball. Had to make a sudden change of direction there. Went up high to not hit Blake. Giglio holding it right along that white line. Mark Dingman about a lane higher. And Scripture all the way up by the wall should pass them both. Wonder how much draft Giglio is going to use here. How much effort he'll put into passing Dingman. Well, telltale time. Oh no, he's pitting before the end. Blake could not make it to lap 100. Pits at the end of 99. Ian's going to stay out. Ian Montrose stays out there. This is lap 100. At the end of this lap, we'll give away points to the top 10. I think Ian will be coasting down the pit lane as he goes to take that. Hayden Law's only 2 seconds back, so Hayden may end up winning the stage. I believe Ian will pit here. Mark Dingman's peeling off and pitting as well. And here comes Ian to the pit lane, and that's going to hand the stage win to Hayden. It's Lucas hot on his tail. It'll be Hayden at the line. Lucas Weitzman, Joseph Madigan. Will Ian get there before anyone else? Yes. Ian gets it 4th spot on the pit lane. Dave Weitzman will come around, pick up 6 points for 5th. Casey Graves will pick up 5 points. Ethan will grab 4. Cody Brown 3. Travis Scripture 2. And Taylor Friday, she'll get herself the final point here at halfway. Nicely done to the top 10 there. Ian stealing the points on the pit lane. That was kind of funny. And Lucas has taken over the race lead from Hayden Law as Hayden just got those points at halfway. Lucas ran him down, but not quite in time to get the stage win. It's kind of a microcosm of how tight the strategies could be at the end. We'll see how it plays out. The only cars that seemed like they were able to make it, I don't know if Blake saved enough or not. If he pit 1 lap early, doesn't that mean he has to save an extra lap somewhere?
Hell yeah, Dave Hoytman, 4th? Hell yeah! Go Dave!
And there is said Dave, right before anyone else can pass him. Casey Graves in the background would be the next one on fresher tires to pass in her position. And Daddy Dave in 4th. Everyone's excited about it. He got 5th at the stage because Ian Montrose got 4th on the pit lane. Comers and goers. Blake Giglio now on the freshest tires, and I don't know if he is trying to save anymore or not because he did not make it to lap 100. Maybe he's abandoned it. Let's see if we can tell if we go on board. Passes Cliff Mullins for 10th. He's still clutching. I guess he's still trying then. Lucas said very early on he wasn't trying. Let's take a look at our biggest movers as we're just past halfway. Dave Hoytsma up 18 from his starting spot. Great job, Dave, running up there in the 5th spot right now as Casey has gotten around him. Ethan Evers plus 14. Daniel Wallen unfortunately had a decent qualifying run, but now 8 laps down, shown in 20th. 20 cars still running of the 23 that started. Lucas is your leader over Hayden Lowell, then Joseph Madigan, Casey Graves, Dave Hoytsma. Quick look at our race analysis that we're halfway through. Track temps come down to 81 degrees with the sun setting. Wind speed still pretty constant, around 7-8 miles an hour. That fuel window, of course, 40 to 50 laps, the big one. Seeing who can make it and who can't to the end. And which strategy is going to be faster to get there. Almost feels like even with the 4 stops was going to be faster because the tire deg is so strong. Currently lapping at around 34-second laps. Even our leader, 1.35 seconds off from his best lap. Who is that in the fence? Is that Hayden? Definitely close to it if he didn't touch it. This is the battle for second between teammates. They've been battling all freaking race. Joseph Madigan, a little bit fresher tire by about 5 laps to the bottom, trying to sweep around the 56. Now if they stick to the 40 lap and pit strategy, they're about 13 laps away from that. So we'll see how the maths for them. There's Hayden, Casey Graves, Dave still up in the top 5. Ethan Evers currently 6th. He has a host of company. Travis Scripture, Cody Brown there. Blake Giglio gets around Taylor Friday. Joseph Madigan, Hayden Lowell still battling. Script has the freshest tires of these 3 cars. 18 Skittles ride 2 laps better than the 8 ahead and 6 laps better than the 17 behind. Here's Taylor Friday, just behind Blake Giglio, 9th and 10th. Blake Lothian, a little bit fresher tire than Lucas. Cleared the battle from Hayden and Madigan and now clears the leader. Blake gets back on the lead lap, 14th. Gives the lucky dog right now to Carl Rotman. If we were to get a caution, he would get back on the lead lap. Jeremy Scherer 16th, Matt Benke 17th. All cars 1 lap down, and Mark Dingman 2 laps down right now. Fresh off the pit lane though, has really fast tires underneath him right now. Should be able to get past those 2 ahead of him if he can find space. There's Russ Harold, 14 laps since he's been to the pit lane. Same number for Daniel Llewellyn. Back looking for battles again. Ian has caught Philip Schmitz. That's for 12th. Ian's going to get to the inside. Has the fresher rubber. Gets up to 12th. Hayden still battling with the teammate there. They're not quite side by side for once. And then you have Ethan, Travis Scripture, Cody Brown, 6th, 7th, and 8th. Those are our main battles that are within realm of actually changing. Dingman goes around Matt Benke because Benke is on the pit lane. Amtrak car coming down for service. Right sides go up in the air. Be 4 tires and fuel for the Amtrak machine. Getting a rare night off. I told him it'd probably be pretty freaking easy tonight. We probably won't need him in race control. It's gone as expected. Green flag since we started. 112 laps and counting. Drivers are going to be worn slam out after this. No one brings out a caution. They're going to feel like they worked for something tonight. Hayden all the way up by the wall, gets up and into it a little bit, rushes the fence. Gonna lose a little ground that way. Casey Graves still 11 seconds back though. It's Dave 4 seconds back at Casey. Ethan 4 seconds back at him. Blake has passed Travis Scripture. Now he's going to work on Ethan. So he's caught up to this little pack. Blake's tire is much fresher than all these guys. Ethan kind of pinching him down there a little bit. And we get our first caution.
Lucky me.
Matt Benke has spun.
Wow, race control just controlled this race.
That's actually really upsetting.
Yeah, that's fucked me over. That's bullshit.
Matt Benke is very
That was a great race we had up to that point.
unpopular at the moment. I don't even know how that happened. Let's go cockpit view, just see what happened. There was a bump there and it just kind of threw his car up in the air. That can happen.
He wrecked on purpose. What was that?
He's out of shape. Gets on the apron.
Wrong tire?
Tried to throttle it up.
No way.
Yeah, it's not on purpose.
If I went the last car or lap down, why would I wreck on purpose?
Yeah, that makes no sense.
I don't know, but it sure looks like you did.
I mean,
Lucas obviously angry.
I have no words. Have you ever?
Yes, I have.
It's the field. Tyler Reddick has.
We get our first caution of the race.
To go this long in the race and get fucked over like that, man, you pissed off a lot of people there. That's fucked up.
Accidents happen. Did Dingman just drive through the pits? That was odd. Well, there's a pole there. It's going to be Lucas, first one off the pit lane, followed by Hayden Knoll, then Joseph Madigan. And then... And then... There we go. Casey Graves comes across in 4th. It's like Carl's lap down machine comes out next. Then Dave Hoysva in 5th. Ethan Evers going to roll out in 6th. Blake Giglio 7th. Travis Scripture 8th. The lap car of Jeremy Scherer there. Friday, Cody Brown. Cliff Mullins, Ian Montrose. There's a 51 of Blake Lothian. Daniel Wallen just now rolling out. Lights out on the pace car. It's a whole refresh of all the strategy. Fortunately, it came out before the 120 lappers pit, because that could have been a mess. We've gotten trapped off the lead lap. Matt Banky got loose coming out of turn number 4. Slid down the hill, tried to save it, then throttled it up on the paint, and that paint did not have any traction, so when he throttled up, it turned him again. Spun around the 35 car on the front stretch. First caution of the race. It'll be Lucas Hoyce by Hayden Knoll in the front row, Joe Madigan, Casey Graves on row 2. Row 3 will be Dave Hoytsma, Ethan Evers, row 4. Travis Scripture, Blake Giglio, row 5. Cody Brown and Tanner Friday. Row 6, Montrose and Mullins. Row 7, Schmitz and Lothian. And 1 lap down, Carl Rotman and Jeremy Scherer. They'll be battling one another. 117 laps. Almost all of it caution free. Caution coming out on lap 114. We're getting ready for the restart here. Green flag back out in the air. Lucas gets a nice jump over Hayden. It does that. Lucas gets out into the front. Hayden Knoll gets clear of Casey Graves and Madigan. They're side by side for 3rd. Casey Graves shies at the inside. Lucas looks like a genius right about now. Lucas did say caution would come out. He was right. Should be a one-stopper from here for pretty much everybody. Lucas and Hayden battling for that top spot now. Hayden trying to use the wall to take the control of the race. Hayden wants to lead it now. Doesn't want to wait. A touch of the apron there. All the way down to the bottom. At the stripe. Complete 119. 81 to go. It's about your average length of an A open. Madigan trying to go through the middle. Hole closes up as Hayden comes down off the wall and Lucas comes up off the bottom. Madigan's door was suddenly slammed shut. He's going to send it on that top side, try to get advantage on Lucas on exit. Hayden gets down to the bottom, takes the air off the nose of the 4. Who was it that spun and brought out the caution? Matt Banky in the 35 car. Matt lost control on fresh tires. Coming out of turn number 4. Madigan going to get clear of Lucas Weissman. Now Hayden and Joseph teammates battle for the lead, and this is where they started the race side by side, and well, they didn't have Lucas on the inside though. Lucas throws it down there, gets the inside of Hayden. Lucas not able to get alongside and stay there. We get single file through the top 10. Hayden once again all the way down on the apron. Gets under the white line there. Very low line. Casey Graves 4th. Dave Hoytsma in 5th. Dave's had a great night tonight. Top shovel cars just kind of staying in line. Dave Hoytsma, first one putting a move on here. Trying to get to the inside of Casey Graves. And look at that mess behind him. the back part of the top 10. Putting on a fight back there. Travis Scripture, Blake Lothian, Cliff Mullins, Ethan Evers. All stacked up in here. It's a real shame we didn't get to see how all their strategies would play out. I was looking forward to that. We'll have that in racing sometimes. All those strategy calls get thrown out the window every once in a while. Scripture to the bottom here. Inside Blake Lothian, who's looking inside Taylor Friday. That could be disastrous if they don't realize they're all there. Fortunately, they do. Enough, anyways, not to run over one another. Madigan leads Lull, then Hoytsma, Graves, and Montrose your top 5. Dave Hoytsma is in 6th, Blake Giglio in 7th, Cody Brown 8th, Taylor Friday 9th, and Blake Lothian under attack in 10th. Travis Scripture, Ethan Evers, Cliff Mullins all trying to get that 10th spot. Blake got a little bit of the wall there. I think that's going to give advantage to Travis Scripture to take 10th. Ethan Evers gets by for 11th. Ethan's going to pass Scripture. He'll take 10th. Man. A lot of different people in 10th that lap. Cliff Mullins watching it all on 13th. Like Philip Schmitz had to pit under green. The 7 car, as a result, off the lead lap. And Friday in 8th. Blake wrapping the bottom, trying to save a little tire on this run, even though it's going to be a bit shorter of a run. Had to get in front of Lull. Mullins battling Lothian. That is for 12th. Lothian subbing for Ryan Honeycutt tonight, 51 team. Script running in 11th. Ethan Evers 10th. Cody Brown 9th. Taylor Friday 8th. Blake Giglio 7th. And there's Dave riding in 6th, having a great night. And Montrose just ahead in 5th. And Casey Graves, Lucas Hoytsma. Then the 2 Madigan Motorsports machines. Scripture and Evers is once again battling for 10th. Cliff Mullins is there now. 37 showing the nose. Toyota getting ganged up 1 by 2 Chevys. Oh, Cliff. Big wiggle out of turn number 4. Fell back off this battle a little bit. Oh my gosh, Lucas and Ian. They made contact. Both of them shot to the inside quickly, but fortunately nobody crashed. Let's take another look at that. Might have just been a big block, maybe. Ian's on the top side there, gets right up behind Lucas.
I did back off, by the way.
There's the contact as Lucas tried to...
Oh, so do I.
You heard both of them, one at the bottom. No surprise there. That happens a lot in oval racing. Drivers want the bottom. Different reasons. Bottom saves you tire. Some guys just handle better down there. Kind of back to a big old pack. We had broken them up at one point, but cautions bunched everybody back up. Only 1 caution so far. 130 laps complete, 70 to go. Evers and Scripture still battling for this spot. Friday, Giglio battling for 7th. Friday using that high lane to get around Giglio in the orange car. Blake, as he has all race long, staying dedicated to the white line. should we chat with? Just pull somebody in and have a talk. Matt didn't like everybody fussing at him. He's retired from the race, which I don't blame him. I probably would have done the same. But I will tell you now, Matt did not wreck that car on purpose. Madigan Mole, Hoytsma, Graves, Montrose, Hoytsma. A pair of Hoytsmas in the top 6. Taylor Friday, Blake Giglio, Cody Brown, and now Blake doesn't have anything to save for. So we should hear him at full song here. We'll go on board. Might just be a habit. Could just be a habit. Or could be making your final stop short and take 2 tires. You never know. That would be a ballsy call at Homestead. Be entertaining though. Let's get some more strategy in here. Scripture Mullins battle for 11. Either Evers looking outside Cody Brown. Up front. Lowell and Madigan. Lowell gets passed on the inside. And slide up and take the nose off the 76 machine. Force him back to the middle. Whew. Almost contact there. That's very tight. Allows Lucas to close right in. Now Hayden's up by the wall. Joseph Madigan gets the inside lane. Will Madison pay him back for that slide across the nose on exit? He will. Hayden relegated back to second once again. Not done fighting with Madigan. Back to the inside. Lowell wraps the bottom in the number 56 blue and white Napa machine. Madigan able to get back to the front at the end of the straightaway and into the corner. Then Hayden gets the short way around at the bottom. Not quite clear, so Madigan should maintain the lead this lap. And Hayden will have to try again. Single file through the whole top 12. And that file may not be in perfect order if we saw the 77 all the way up by the wall. Just go on board with Travis Scripture and watch the whole show from the front of his car. Top 11 cars lined up ahead of Travis Scripture. See all the different lines they take into turn 1. Bottom, 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 bottom. Top 6, all to the bottom. Friday up to the wall. Giglio, Evers, Cody Brown, Cliff Mullins all at the bottom. The Scripture running a little bit higher. Joe Madigan, Hayden Law, Lucas Weisberg, your top 3. Hayden all the way up at the wall. Hayden Law, wall. Hayden's all the way up at the fence. This time I'm going to throw it in on the bottom. Try to sail it up the hill. Has he gotten Madigan clear? He does. Where does Madigan go? Cuts it back to the inside. Kind of planned for that. They're 3 wide once again. They keep that up. Lucas is going to get to the bottom of both of them. Hayden going to push hard here to stay out of Lucas. About 10 laps time, maybe 12 to 13, they'll open up the pit window. Everybody will be able to make it to the end from there. Who pits early? Who pits at half? Who tries to hook for the caution and stays out? Lots of strategies can unfold. Giglio trying to make the move on Friday. Blake to the inside of the 77. Giglio has Friday clear. Moved Blake into the 7th spot ahead of the 77. Starting to track down Dave for 6th. While Lucas battling Hayden. Hayden all the way up by the fence. Hayden will have the advantage down the straightaway. See if Casey Graves is able to get to outside of Lucas. Lucas jumps in there instead. They are in the same voice chat, so they couldn't have planned that. Ian Montrose running 5th right now. Daddy Dave 6th. Friday and Evers battle now for 8th. Giglio's gotten by Friday. See where Hayden takes in this run. Going to pull right up to the 56. Will he go to the inside? Yes, he will. Wraps the bottom right along that white line. See if he slides up front of the 76 on exit. Does not. Stays to the bottom. Madigan trying to hold off Hayden's advances. Lucas in 3rd. Casey Graves is 4th. Montrose battles Daddy Dave for 5th. Dave looking to the inside of the one machine. High and pressure to the Bulldog. Hayden may have just brushed the wall and corner entry there. It's going to allow Lucas to his inside. Hayden should have plenty of momentum off the exit though. Single file. Current lead lap, single file. This time Madigan and Hayden both go to the wall. Now it's Lucas to get a run, see if he can dump enough side draft on Hayden to not let him get away. Hayden still able to scoot away. Hayden absolutely full sent there. Gets ahead of Madigan. Has to check up on exit. Madigan gets down to the bottom. Doesn't want the side draft, so goes all the way down to the paint. And Madigan will clear Hayden. This time Hayden by the fence. Madigan down the bottom. Hayden should get a sizable run here. See if he decides to take it to the inside. He sure does. Putting on a show up here at the front. Giving us something to watch here at Homestead. See if Hayden slides it up the hill with enough momentum to stay ahead. Madigan going to cut back to the inside, I am sure. There it is. Madigan to the bottom. See if he slides it up the hill in front of Hayden. And where will Hayden go on exit? Madigan may have got the wall there. Jeez. Teammates battling hard for the lead. Trading it at each end of the racetrack, it seems. This time Madigan does not go to the wall. Goes about a lane above Hayden. Pinches him down. That's advantage Hoytsma. He kind of like that. Now he's looking inside Hayden on corner exit. I think that just slowed both of them down and allowed Lucas to get in there. And there's Casey trying to make his case. The 01 True Speed Toyota. What's up, Kenny? How are you, friends? Looks like Mark Dingman's taking his car behind the wall. Unfortunate for Dingman. The Madigan lull. Hoytsma Graves. Graves looking outside of Lucas there, but I'm sure it was just to get a little air on the nose. Not high enough up to get a run down the straightaway there. Blake Giglio's run this group down. Working on the inside of Ian Montrose here. Giglio clears Montrose. Meanwhile, the battle for the lead not done yet. Hayden gets back to the inside. The 76 of Madigan. Now we have a 7-car pack for the lead. Hoytsma gets inside Hayden Lull off the corner. Tries to dump some side draft on him. Pull him back a little bit. Hayden's going to enter up at the wall. Lucas at the white line. He's side by side down the front stretch. See if Lucas can pull him back a little bit. Chooses not to. Yeah, we had one yellow, Trev. One. Just one. Car on fresh tires coming out of the pits. Lost it in turn 4. Tires are cold, track's cold. Not surprising. Lucas not going to have him clear. Madigan trying to pull away. Madigan running Lucas's line. Takes the air off the nose of that number 4 Mustang. Hayden and Lucas side by side. Madigan moves down. It's odd. Yeah, a fuel game would have been fun, but this is wild. So many passes up here to lead. Lucas finally, I think, has Hayden. Maybe he decided not to pull up and find out. I think he had him briefly. Did not want to pull up in front of him and find out. And oh, by the way, that fuel window is open. Sometime in the next 12 laps, we should see everybody pit. That would be my guess. Who blinks first? Is it going to be short pits? Is it going to be long pits? Is it going to be split it right in half? So many questions. So many questions. Lap 160 would be dead in half. Madigan back to the inside after Hoytsma had been able to get to the front. Here comes Casey Graves throwing it in there on Hayden. Had to get out of it. Hayden throttled up on the outside. Blake Giglio in the mix. Ian Montrose, Dave Hoytsma. What a party. What a party up front. Top 2 single file this time around. Hayden has all kinds of Giglio on his inside. Blake trying to use the side draft a little bit. Dump some air on that really big spoiler. Big spoilers at this track. Hayden gets clear. Top 4 single file. We'll watch Casey and Ian. Casey able to stay clear. And they single file their way out of turn 4. Fine. We'll go watch Taylor Friday and company. Even they're single file now. No such luck. But we got action up here now. Giglio inside Hayden. Very close quarters. Blake wants to pull him back so bad. Again, trying to send it in on Casey Graves. That'll give Blake some freedom to try and chase down Hayden. Hayden's getting to the outside of Lucas. Blake going to try to follow him around Lucas to the top side. Now Blake will go middle line to get some air on the nose. That's why Homestead's great. So many different ways you can go. No one has blinked yet on the pit stops. I'm keeping an eye on that. There's Ian in there. Inside of Casey Graves, sliding up a little bit, has to check up. Casey and Dave both tagged the wall there, 5th and 7th place. Both slapped the wall with the rear end coming out of turn 4 that time by.
15, that was fun.
Shearer to the pit lane.
Yeah, I had a little bit of fun this race finally. Yeah, there were a couple times I thought, I'm clear, but I'm like, nah, I'm not going to do that.
Huge point stay for race control.
I was finally feeling good.
Madigan, Hoytsma, Lowell, still the top 3. They traded it every which way you can. Now Blake Giglio trying to crash that top 3 party. Had the nose just barely ahead. Hayden able to clear off the exit. Now Hayden's going to go to the inside of Lucas. Philip Schmidt's got a black flag heading onto the pit lane. The 07 car caught entering the pit lane either a little too fast or a little too improper. Looks like another one was peeling off back there. Ethan Evers coming to the pit lane. 8 car. Time to pit. So these are the first ones to blink, but nobody out of our top 7 yet. Hayden has fallen back to 5th, and that could be a precursor that he's pitting. Sometimes he likes to drop back to the back so he can pit when no one else does. There's something to keep an eye on. He could be doing this very on purpose. Can't do it this time. Ian's on his inside. We got another one peeling out of that second pack. Looks like it was Cody Brown. 17 10/10 crew about to go to work. Leaves us 12 cars, 13? 13 to still pit. Out of the main group. Cody's our first lead lap car, I think. Casey Graves coming to the pit lane. First one of our top 7. Brings Daddy Dave with him. Right at 160. That was the split it in half number. So no one blinks until that halfway mark. And we get several lead lap machines fitting. It's down to 5 in this lead pack now. Oh, Hayden just pancaked the wall. Sure he's going to be wanting to get to the pit lane after that. Seems the right front is all but done for Hayden. Blake working on Madigan. Battle for the lead once again, but a new player in town. Blake Giglio's made his way up there. Ian Montro's hanging on to this group. Cliff Mullins has hit the pit lane this time. Another one of our lead lap cars. Blake, around the bottom, finally takes the lead. I think Madigan wants to pit, and there's so many cars to the inside, just can't. He has to just basically stop on the track and wait for everybody to go. Madigan hits the pit 163. Leaves Blake, Lucas, Hayden, and Ian. Probably want to pit in the next couple of laps. There's Hayden calling his car to the pit lane. I think you'll see these two as well. I feel like they're... Nope. Nope, just Hayden. They both got low and looked like they'd slowed up. They did not. Blake, Lucas, Ian. 3 cars still out there. Blake Lothian also still needs to pit. Travis Scripture just exited the pit lanes. Okay. Blake coming down now. So that leaves 4 cars. 3 cars. Just these 3. Just these 3. And the only other cars that can't make it to the end would be Russell Harold in 17th. They stay out again. Blake and Lucas. Gonna run long. Try to have the best tires at the end, it seems. There's Ian getting passed by Dave Hoytsma and Casey Graves. Ian's pitting next time by. Or this time, excuse me. Let's see what the lead duo do. As they're getting passed on the inside. Be awkward if Giglio's trying to pit. But he is not. Ian Montrose pits from 3rd. Casey Graves leads the cars that have pit. Casey Graves and Dave Hoytsma have completed their pit stops. Currently 4th and 5th and on the lead lap. Any shenanigans happens. Ethan Evers trying to get through as well. Cody Brown, they're all unlapping themselves from Blake. There's Joseph Madigan. He pitted a few laps after those guys, so has 3 lap fresher tires and those cars ahead of him. There's Ian coming off the pit lane. Thankfully. Blake, then Lucas. Dave Hoysma gets ahead of Casey Graves briefly there. We'll see if Dave takes the spot and moves up into 3rd. Here comes Giglio.
Blake?
Apparently his name is Jesus.
Earlier in the race, did you remember?
Blake pits without telling anybody, brings Lucas with him. 33 laps to go. And if all works out, Dave Hoysma could be in position for a lap lead. He'd have to go around twice though. Giglio and Hoyts were in their box and they were up towards the front of the field. They're going to be past start finish line, which is right there. There you go. Dave Hoytsma out into the lead. Let's see how far back the 4 and 26 end up. There they are. Making their way on track, trying to track down Jeremy Scherer. They were, it's like they're 8 seconds back. We'll see how that translates over the next 32-ish laps. And Dave gets a lap lead. Go ahead, Dave. Go off. Dave Hoytsma gets a lap lead over Casey Graves. Ethan Evers, Cody Brown, that is for 3rd. Ethan holding it right now. Cody, Madigan, Friday. Hayden Law in 7th. Hayden has the freshest tires of all of the top 9 machines. Ian Montrose, a couple laps fresher in 10th. He's got some ground to make up though. And speaking of ground to make up, these two. Hoytsma and Giglio, 11th and 12th. 8.8 behind our leader. I'll have to close that down in a hurry. Dave has fresher tires than Ethan Evers and Cody Brown. So they start to fall back. Casey Graves is on the same strat. Madigan 2 lap fresher tires than everybody around him. Closes in on Cody Brown to try to take the 4th spot. Try to go through the middle there. Ethan kind of closes that, so he'll go to the bottom. Madigan should move all the way up to 3rd by the time they exit turn 2. Ethan comes all the way down, takes the air off the nose. Never mind. Thought he'd be a little better shape than that on corner exit. Ethan and Cody giving the 76 hell. Passing going to be at a premium, it seems. Which is good news for Daddy Dave fans. 30 to go. Dave Hoytsma leads by a half second over Casey Graves. And Madigan trying to put the pass again on Cody Brown. Saw Hayden Laws catching Taylor Friday at a rapid pace. A couple of Chevrolets. Madigan did complete the pass on Brown. Now he's going to go after Ethan. Brown's going to follow him down there. Cody throws in a little deep, starts to lose the right front, drifts up the hill, has to check up. Advantage Madigan. He'll take over 3rd, and he'll try to run down Casey Graves and Dave Hoytsma. That gap is 1.8 seconds. Lucas and Blake have made up a little bit of ground. They're down to 6.9. Ethan, Cody, Taylor Friday, Hayden Law, Ian Montrose, Cliff Mullins, Travis Scripture, your top 10. Battling everywhere. And with that cycle, the green flag stops. The top 12 cars are still pretty tight. The good news for Giglio and Hoytsma is they're reeling in the leader quickly. The bad news is I don't think Dave will be the leader for much longer. Madigan is closing in on them. Was closing in on them. Is closing in on them again. Keeping an eye on those times. It's down under 2 seconds now from Madigan to the leader. And Montrose back up to 8. He's putting it on him. Definitely throttled up in the one car.
Did you want right there?
Oh, look out. Oh, boy. Oh. Cody Brown, Ethan Evers, caution. Caution is out. And that changes everything. Sure, they have a set of tires still. You're going to need to come take them unless you just pit, which is nobody. Nobody just pit. This is 13 cars on the lead lap. All of them can come down. Both on 4 fresh tires, and that is going to make it wild to watch Lucas and Blake try to come through the field after this caution screws them over once again. Ethan and Cody
You were supposed to pit earlier, Jeff.
getting together there. Take another look. Ethan gets in there, kind of scoops Ethan up the hill. Cody tries to get underneath him. Cody starts to drift up. They make contact coming off the corner. Ian does a really good job avoiding him. And then, oh, right in the door. And they just stop. Here comes everybody. Been fun to watch Daddy Dave try to hold everybody off. Now, we got a whole different situation. Whole different. Does anyone take 2?
Hey, 19, I think you can pass the pace car.
Casey Graves.
Tell me it's dead behind it.
And then.
It's only going to do it on one to go.
And then. Cliff Mullins. And then.
Oh, that's right. Never mind, 19, sorry.
Takes a while. Those are only 2 tire stops. Casey Graves, Cliff Mullins going for 2 tire stops. Madigan beats out Dave Hoytsma. Then Lucas Hoytsma. Taylor Friday. Ian Montrose. Hayden Law. 18 Travis Scripture. 26 of Giglio.
Again, so I'm not in the way.
And wait for it. Blake Lothian. And Cody Brown and Ethan Evers, Jeremy Scher, Carl Rotman. Carl's still out there.
Thick bottom.
Two wave arounds, Daniel Wallen and 07 Philip Schmitz. Daniel goes to 7 laps down from 8. Schmitz goes from 2 laps down to 1. Carl Rotman, Philip Schmitz, both 1 lap down. All right, William. Cody, I don't know if you asked that after I showed it the last 2 times. Dang it, Cody. And Far Chase is here. And we back it up with here. There you go. There you go. Green flag back out of the air. We're watching the replay for Cody. Casey Graves, Joseph Madigan, Lucas Weitzman. Top 3. Inside lane there. Get around Cliff Mullins. They're 4 wide behind him. Holy crap. Dave Hoytsman, Taylor Friday in a scary sandwich back there. Madigan, Graves, and Hoytsman now go 3 wide for the race lead. Why not? 22 laps to go. Hoytsman all the way at the wall. Madigan at the bottom. Hayden up at the wall. Graves running through the middle in the 01. Does Madigan have Lucas cleared? Not off the exit. Lucas should be able to power by into 1. Lucas leads that lap. Into 1 they go. Does Madigan throw it in there and try to slide up? If Lucas is even going to allow that. Lucas is firmly planted on the outside line. 20-lap run now. They don't have to save anything. They can burn it up while they got it. Which is usually advantage Hayden once he gets to the top of the wall. Blake Giglio out the fourth, gets around Casey Graves. Cliff Mullins in there. Lucas trying to break the draft. Doesn't want to help the 56. Both go in at the top. Let's go on board the Napa car. Lo-Fi, welcome. Thank you for the follow. Hope you're having a great weekend. Lucas can go to the bottom. We can't see Hayden. Heard him scrub it on the wall a little bit. He's going to get a good round on exit here. Chases down Lucas, heading off into one. He's going to take it to the bottom. See how hard he throws it in there. If he tries to get clear and slide it, Lucas is going to have to be ready for that crossover. Lucas is ready for said crossover. Hayden's trying to chop the crossover, and Lucas turns him for it. And Madigan's involved as well. We get our third caution. Madigan noses it into the inside wall. And that was something. Lucas didn't like Hayden blocking and sent him. Well. That's what it looked like initially anyway. That was... changes everything. Let's say that. That changes everything. Take a look back from the drone shots. Hayden sliding it up the hill. Then doesn't go all the way to the wall like you would expect. Tries to block Lucas there. Lucas makes a little contact with the 76 and then into the 56. I'll let y'all be the judge on that one. It's kind of wild. Let's go back from the 4 and watch it from his shot, his perspective. Here comes Hayden drifting it up the hill, but doesn't go to the wall like you would think he would. Lucas is already trying to cut under him. Hayden's trying to park the bus. And it just looks like 56 played a stupid game and won a stupid prize. Madigan just caught wrong place, wrong time, really. I think Madigan did much wrong here. Just exiting the corner and they landed in his lap, basically. Unfortunately, he takes the hardest hit. Ugh. Heavy impact with the inside wall for the 76 of Madigan. Well, well, well. Most cars to stay out, the top 9. Hayden to the box. Try to repair what he got going on. Of course, 4 fresh tires. 7 laps is 7 laps. Bolt on 4 new ones. Joseph Madigan, who has the nose damage. Crew's going to have to try and pull that out. Aero very important here. There goes Blake Lothian. Hayden Law's down and away. There goes the 4 of Lucas. Looks like 4 tires, fuel. Maybe not even fuel. 4 tires for Lucas. And back out he goes. Hayden 4 tires and out. Cody Brown 4 tires and out. Same for Blake Lothian. All those cars seem to be okay damage-wise. Madigan, of course, that nose was hit pretty hard. So unfortunate for him sitting on the pit lane taking repairs. Carl Rotman gets back on a lead lap. 25 cars spent most of this race 1 lap down. He'll be excited to be actually fighting for positions. Well, the other one still to get that lap back would be Philip Schmitz. He'd be the next one if we get another one of them cautions. If this drama is not over. And I'm shocked we haven't heard anything on the radio. Normally they're quick to talk about it. So far, nothing on the radio. Very surprising. Lights are out on the pace car. Casey Graves, your race leader, has chosen top in the 0-1. All Toyota front row. Yeah, chug a drink in there because we've been talking a lot the last 200 laps. Get all ready to go for this 15 final laps here at Homestead-Miami Speedway. By the way, you guys can join us at any time. Discord.gg/Sidewinder. You can come race with us all week long. The only night we don't regularly race is Saturday. We do our special races on Saturday. Speaking of, we have a kids race coming up. Be $50 to win. $50 to win that kids race. It'll be $10 to the driver who gains the most spots, $10 to the driver with the fastest lap, $5 to the driver that pits the most times, makes the most pit stops. So the kids race coming up in April on a Saturday. I think it's the first weekend in April. It might be second. updates in the Discord. Discord.gg/Sidewinder. Check it out. Love to have you guys be part of our community as we wait for this pace car to get on out of our way. Should be right about meow. And here we go. 15 laps to decide a winner. Green flag out in the air. Casey Graves gets a good jump on Blake Giglio. See the lights doing weird things. Ian Montrose is trying to put the pressure on Travis Scripture. It's the battle for third, and they are all fanned out. Oh, my goodness. Ethan Evers' car just darted to the wall. And they're wrecking in the background, and Hayden's one of them. And Hayden's around, and we have another caution, and Hayden is junked. What in the world happened back there? I saw Ethan's car suddenly dart to the right. That is a meatball for the 56, and it's gone from bad to worse for the Napa team. Oh, Ethan got loose. The car, then he overcorrects it into the wall right in front of Hayden. Then Daniel gets Hayden, and that turns him back into the outside wall. So Ethan's car just kind of snapped there. Didn't hear anything on the radio.
We're going to be checking up here in the street.
There we go. Giglio talking about the pace car. So Hayden, gone from bad to worse. Daniel's caught up to him. He gets caught up in a wreck. Ethan Evers, on fresh tires, lost control. Well, not fresh, but last pit stop, Ethan came down and put on fresh tires, loses control of his car here. Hayden, nowhere to go, gets collected and then tagged from behind and pushed back into the wall again. And the 56, probably going to be very disappointed. It's his favorite racetrack. He put a lot of effort into this race in particular, new paint scheme and everything. And that car coming down to serve a meatball with just a handful of laps to go.
High.
Could be the end. And, well, his misfortune is this man's fortune. Philip Schmitz hanging with it all race long. He gets to get back on lead lap. He shall be excited to be able to pass race cars for position. Everyone else is multiple laps down. They will not get back on the lead lap. Daniel's been sticking with it all night, and I'm proud of him. And he's moved all the way up to 17th as a result of that. But I don't think he'll pass very many more people unless we have more Hayden Law situations where they get meatballs. And Hayden's car might be done.
Good win, Blake.
Hayden's car very well might be done. Casey Graves trying to jinx Blake Giglio. SRL tradition.
Shucks, this race actually was going to be a pretty good one in the long run. It's just a shame that it ended up this way.
You say as per usual, it's literally our third caution of the race. The entire race. It's been a very clean race.
Ah.
Fair enough. Hell of a lot better than what I expect next week will be. Martinsville.
All right, Teddy Bear, throw that damn thing out the window.
Who the hell's Teddy Bear? Oh, you're talking Mr. 56. Well, I'm not going to get involved on that. Field rolling through 3 and 4. Catching my breath before these final 10 laps. 11 really. All right. Giglio and Graves on the front row. GG's. Blake gets the restart. Gets out in front of Casey Graves. Travis Scripture gets to third as Ian Montrose caught napping a little bit. Taylor Friday trying to take over fourth. Somebody's on the grass back there. Can't tell who that was. Maybe Blake Lothian. Seems they all got it sorted. Oh, it was Jeremy Scher. Travis Scripture battling Casey Graves. Blake Giglio is trying to get away while they battle. Now 10 laps left from Miami Homestead Speedway. Casey Graves into second. Scripture third. Friday all the way at the wall. Lucas trying to make a recovery. He's up to 8th. Montrose just barely cut across that 51's nose. That was really close. I think we heard Montrose apologize really quickly. Scripture inside of Casey Graves. Saw him get tight, have to lift and cut it back. Oh my gosh, Blake Lothian that time hit the wall. Montrose not too happy about it. This is Blake returning to sender. The same move Montrose put on him. Montrose not able to go all the way to the wall as Lucas is trying to take that spot away and does so. Lucas up to 6th. 9 laps to go. He's trying to get his way back to the front of this field, make a recovery out of what should be him in the top 3 most of the day. Luke Taylor Friday just tagged the wall a little bit. As Lucas tries to put the move on Blake Lothian. Lucas will sail it off in there. Try to dump a little air on the back of the 77. Can't quite pull the 77 back. Now the 51 gets back to the inside. Lucas will try to use the draft and the side draft. Pull back ahead. The 51 of Blake Lothian. Forget there's 2 Blakes. Other one is leading. Casey Graves 2nd. Travis Scripture 3rd. Taylor Friday 4th. Blake Lothian 5th. Trying to hold off Lucas. Lucas drag racing down the front stretch. And now Blake settles in 6th behind Lucas. Montrose and Lothian can resume their battle. Blake following Lucas, who's following Friday all the way through the corner. Friday caught up quickly to the back of that Skittles car, but had nowhere to go. Blake not getting away. Casey Graves staying in contact. Travis Scripture fighting Casey Graves, trying to pull him back. Just can't quite get alongside. Dump enough air on that spoiler. Lucas has made his way to 4th. He's absolutely tearing through the field right now. To the wall he goes in that 4 car. That was Cody Brown in the fence. This is the outside of Travis Scripture, and Lucas Hoytsma is absolutely flying right now. Lucas will be alongside Casey Graves by corner exit here. Just absolutely ripping that wall right now. There you go. Lucas Hoytsma all the way up to 2nd. Just absolutely ripping. Now going after teammate Blake Giglio, and he has 7 laps fresher tires. So no way Blake can hold him off for 5 laps. Absolutely no way. See Lothian 3 wide back there. Casey Graves looking for the race lead. Lucas all the way to the bottom. Gets Blake up off that bottom a little bit. Blake had a bit of a bobble coming up off the corner, and that should be all she wrote. Lucas Hoytsma. Well, Blake's giving it a fight there on that outside. Side by side, they go into the corner. Blake's going to pinch. Lucas comes up. They make a little contact. Saw the sparks fly off of both cars. This could help the cars in the back come back and join them. They come off the corner, and now Lucas is going to give the side draft right back to Blake Giglio. They make a little contact into the corner. Then Lucas tries to get the separation into the corner. Blake's going to try and power it up on the outside. Very close quarters contact. They are pinching hard right there. And that is bringing the field back up to them. And suddenly this is going to have Travis Scripture in the fight. It's like Blake decided to give it up there. Didn't see him fight it as hard. He realized the pack was coming. Wanted one of the 2 of them to win. So I think he finally gave it up there. Kind of disappointed though. It was fun to watch. Here comes Ian Montrose. He's going to throw it down on the inside. Blake Giglio burned up those tires, I do believe, in the 26. Montrose getting into the picture. The 1 car alongside the 26. Battle for 3rd. Travis Scripture's in there as well. Ethan Evers is dancing around back there. Scripture pushes Giglio back around the 1 truck car. We're not watching trucks. Just pretend I said car there. We have Joseph Madigan back up into the picture. He was up in the top 4 all race long. Blake, big wiggle out of the 26. He's heading to the inside wall. Ian Montrose and Blake Giglio come together. 5th caution is out. The 26 is in the fence. 1 car has a broken right front. And Lucas is probably saying, you got to be kidding me at this point.
You take so much for granted, dude, with your lane change.
Ian very not happy after that one. He's probably just going to park it.
I think maybe you need to look at the replay.
Well, let's do that.
Dan, will you shut the fuck up for once?
Ian, are you so for real? You got me off the corner. I don't have to shut the fuck up. I'll do what the fuck I want.
Woo! Getting spicy. That's all I got right now. Blake's making his corner exit. Ian's making his corner exit. And he just catches Blake on exit. And somehow this is Blake's fault. Okay. Okay.
Lucky dog going on.
Just go stick with okay. Daniel gets to not be 7 laps down anymore. He gets to be 6 laps down. Damn lane. Fucking lane. Did we lose Carl? I seem to have lost Dave and Ian and Carl. What happened to Dave? Dave was having such a good run. What happened to Dave? Let's ask Lucas. Hi, Lucas.
Hello?
Hi. For once, I'm not here to talk about you. I'm asking what happened to your dad.
I don't know. The one restart, I went 3 wide middle with him and somebody, and then all of a sudden I saw you disconnected. I didn't. It was just randomly. I mean, I'm sure he got into something, and I don't know. He was having a really good night.
Great night.
No.
That's why I came to ask. What happened?
I'm super frustrated right now, especially for him, because I bet we would have gone green to the end if somebody hadn't spun, and I'm really, really upset about that right now.
Just so you know, it definitely was not on purpose.
I can tell it wasn't on purpose, but it
Still frustrating. I get that.
there wasn't much attempt to be careful, if I'm putting it lightly. If you're just a guest in a race, you don't flat the throttle. That's my opinion, but that's fine.
The way the rest of this race has gone, it's been interesting for sure. I don't know. At least you're back up front, deserving to be there after all race long. You've been one of the top 4 cars all race long, and well, the other 3 have had issues. So we'll see how it shakes out here on the restart.
Yeah, thanks.
That is Lucas Whitesman, your race leader. Let's see if we have script hanging out anywhere. Nope. Nope, don't see script anywhere. Blake probably doesn't want me to pull them. Lothian, that is. He's not in these races all the time, so probably doesn't want to talk while we're going green, and he's about to do that. Right about now. Pace car heads off. And green flag back out in the air. Lucas Hoyce with Travis Scripture.
I got
Travis
behind my bag up.
caught napping a little bit. Lucas clears out to the lead on the screen white checker. They're 3 wide back there in the middle. Staying with the action up front, but man, it's kind of wild back there. Travis Scripture in second. Lothian trying to hold off Ethan Evers. They're getting all kinds of squirrely in the background, going every which way out of turn number 2. Ethan Evers applying the pressure to Travis Scripture. Evers gets into the fence, loses the back end a little bit. Here comes Madigan out of nowhere, absolutely flat-footing it in the 76, and he's made it all the way up to 4th. He's working on Lothian for 3rd, and he's not done yet. He's going after Travis Scripture. Joseph Madigan bolts on 4 fresh tires, and he could be in position to win this. Lucas is going to have to block his ass off because that 76 has brand new tires, and he is caught up to Lucas in a hurry. He's going to go to the top. He's been ready for the crossover all night on Hayden. Will it come into play here? Lucas is going to drift it up towards Madigan. Madigan Want to keep it flat-footed. Lucas tried to side draft him, gets a bit out of shape. Your winner is Joseph Madigan in the 76. Outstanding job coming through the field on the fresh tires there at the end. Literally pit and bolted on tires here at the last caution. Lucas will get second, and then Alt F4 is out. Obviously disappointed. Cliff Mullins will come home in third. Good run for Cliff. Taylor Friday, Blake Lothian, Travis Scripture, Casey Graves, Philip Schmitz, Blake Iglio, and Ethan Evers, your top 10 machines. And obviously Lucas upset, probably not going to give us an interview here at the end of the race. Don't blame him.
Sorry
Bring
if I put you in
in
a tight spot there, Jeremy. I hope I didn't move up.
Madigan here for the post-race stuffs.
No, I was tight.
Joseph DG, got a copy?
Yeah, I got you. Can't hear it because my engine's rimming, but
Well, either you got a copy or you don't. Congrats
I
on the
hear
win here.
words.
He just
Don't know
bolted
what
on
they are,
tires. Bolted on tires here at this last caution and just blitzed through the field to pick up the win. How exciting was that?
Well, I thought I was gonna get wrecked like 4 times on that last lap, the last 2 laps. But I mean, everyone left room, and I didn't think I was gonna have him at the end there. But he went bottom, and I didn't know if the top was gonna have enough, but I just floored it and kind of stick. Luckily, he gave me room. He could have squeezed me in the wall, and he tried dooring me, but I mean, I wouldn't have been in that position if it weren't for a couple of wrecks that didn't need to happen. So he probably deserved it more than me, but I capitalized on others' mistakes, and we got it done.
10-4. Well, heck of a run for you here tonight. Congrats on the win. You got the friends, family, sponsor shout-outs for this finish?
Like to shout out my teammates and just Blake for putting on a good P5, and sucks that Hayden got involved in that. I hope it looked good on the couch for Michael Christopher, but yeah, we'll carry this win. We'll take it. And I gotta thank Lucas for racing me clean. We had a good battle for about 40-50 laps there on that run before. Before I think it was the 2 cars on the backstretch. I don't know who was involved in it, but we had a really good battle there, and probably was some of the most fun I've had on this sim. So couldn't have done without them. And Matty Motorsports, Ford, Mountain Dew Kickstart, Hy-Vee, everyone who makes this possible.
10-4. Congrats on the win. Get on out of here and enjoy it, and we'll see you back here next week.
Sounds good.
Joseph Madigan picking up the win here tonight. Lucas obviously has gone to cool himself down. We'll see if someone wants to fill in for Lucas or not. Don't see any of his teammates. I don't usually like to do people that aren't his teammates, so we won't do that. Cliff finishes third. We'll pull him in for his P3. Cliff, DG, got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, sir, we bring it home in third tonight. A lot of shenanigans out there. Did you think you had a third before all the shenanigans?
Before that last caution, no, we were going to finish about 10th, and I took 2 tires on the pit stop before and trying to get track position, and kind of the same thing happened with me and Casey. Both we kind of fell back there. We were racing side by side right before that caution come out, but yeah, I tried to do the whole run long and cut a pit stop out and realized I was losing too much time doing that, so I kind of changed it up about midway through. Kind of screwed myself out of stage points because of that, but no, I mean, once the caution come out and we started getting them kind of pretty regular right there back to back, it was just trying to keep it clean as I could and come down and threw 4 tires on right there at the end, and thought I was going to be sitting in the catbird seat there because Joseph got hung up on the restart. And I kind of got hung up behind Lothian a little bit, but I wasn't going to wreck him to try and get around. I knew I was way faster than he was, and his 77 jumped on the inside of me, and we were, I think, 4 wide at one point going down the back straightaway, and I was just like, shit. The 76 went by me that, and I was like, well, if I made a hell of a move to get to the outside of Blake, and I guess the 2 above him were sliding up the track because I just put it to the throttle and kept on driving off the corner, and it come away with a P3 out of it. But it was kind of an up and down day. But I mean, to be right here at the end of it and actually have a shot at it, I just really wish I could have cleared Blake before Joseph got to me. I think I could have had something for Lucas, and I probably wouldn't have come off the wall as much as the 76 did.
All right. Well, congrats on the run and finishing P3. Still pretty good points tonight for you. Got any friends, family, sponsor shout-outs for us?
Yeah, got to thank Alicia, Jaron, Emily for supporting me and doing this stuff. Curly's Guns and More, Spittin' Venom Podcast, Pinnacle Trailer Sales, all the guys at C2X, the ones that actually show up and race. Ian had a really good run. He was one that I think could actually make it on the fuel strategy. That's why he was so upset about the caution that come out. But and then he gets caught up with the deal with Blake right there. But it is what it is. Low Drag Esports. Let's see, Midnight Performance. Let's see, Ethan for putting on his thing, and you for broadcasting it, man.
10-4. Well, congrats on a strong run here tonight, and hopefully we'll see you in a few minutes to break down all the naughtiness.
It ain't too much of it. I mean, it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, should be. All right, man.
Maybe.
See you in a bit.
All right, bud.
That's Cliff Mullins bringing home P3. Let's run through our final results so we can get on to the whodunit part of the show. Let's look at our results here. Your winner, it is Joseph Madigan in 76. Lucas Hoisma brings it home P2. Cliff Mullins third. Taylor Friday and Blake Lothian pick up top fives. Then Travis Scripture, Casey Gray, Philip Schmitz, Blake Giglio, and Ethan Evers your top 10. Page 2, Jeremy Sherrick, Cody Brown, Ian Montrose, Carl Rotman, Daniel Lawallen, Russell Harold, Dave Hoitzma, Hayden Law, Mark Dingman, and Matt Benke. Final 3, Jacob Boyd, Davis Greenwell, and Quinn Newton. Those cars out of the race early on. And that will do it from Homestead-Miami Speedway. Thanks so much for watching. We appreciate you being here. And we'll see you guys in the next event. And oh my gosh, my ATVO just crashed. I actually need that. Thank you all for watching over on the YouTube. We appreciate you so much. If you want to come watch Whodunit, we'll be over on the Twitch channel breaking down everything that happened from the race, post-race style. See you over there. It is twitch.tv/DG Swiss. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next week. All right, that ends that. Dave says that he got tapped coming out of 2 and hit